Your mic's very staticky, Nick.
Hold on.
Thank you. Alright, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another showing of the Valor Racing League on YouTube. My name is Slade Griffin. Today, it's the final race of Season 4 at the Valor Racing League, and more importantly, it's the championship race for our Pocono Raceway Cup Series. Tonight, only 9 drivers in the field tonight, very small field compared to what we've had all season. It's actually the smallest field of any race, so when the season does come to a close, that does happen. It can happen. And with that, the Sunshine State 200 must go live, however, and 4 of our drivers who've been battling all season for a championship run will duke it out tonight for the glory of being a Pocono Raceway Cup Series champion. Wish to be out there on the track, though, but obviously missed last week, which knocked me out of the round of 8. And therefore tonight, I decided to be in the booth and help old Nick out here. So, alongside Nick, though, and Nick, we're at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Should be some great racing. What do you think we see tonight?
Oh, I see a lot of strategy. As we know, these tires can wear out really fast. As we've seen, like at Las Vegas and Phoenix, these tires can go down really fast, as you know, and they can go down as quickly as you could say going fast. And we had some issues with that like last week, and so I think if you conserve those tires, I think you're in a great shape. And having fuel, that's another big thing. Is fuel and tires are your biggest enemy tonight.
Correct. Tires will be a very big case. And if you watch, hopefully you guys watched our National Series race last night, the Speedway Collective National Series Championship. A lot of drama. Within the first stage, we had 2 of our championship drivers lag out who were running first and third in the race before their disconnects. And with that, the 2 drivers who left to battle it out, it ended in strategy as where Coach Matt passed Kilt like Jason on the final turn of the final lap to win his championship. And with that, our starting order for tonight here at Homestead, brought to you by Pocono Raceway once again. We always want to thank everybody at Pocono Raceway for what they do for us on a weekly basis and allowing us put their name on our Cup Series and our affiliation we've had for 4 seasons now. So obviously, I thank everybody at Pocono Raceway for what they also everybody at Speedway Collective for sponsoring our national series. You can go check them out on Twitter at SC Fantasy Racing, as well as I mentioned, Pocono Raceway. You can go check them out on Twitter at Pocono Raceway, and as well our sponsor with Double G Roofing and Construction, L Griggs. You can go check that out on Twitter at Lance T Griggs for all of your roofing construction needs. But with that, starting order for tonight's Sunshine State 200 follows is this. On your screen, the pole setter, one of our Championship 4 drivers, is the number 18 of Diesel Rothgeb, scoring his, I believe, his 2nd pole of the season. Back-to-back, I should say. It's 2 poles to see him come back-to-back. And he will start on pole tonight. Outside of him, the number 77 of Maxwell Castro. Row 2 brings number 9 of Big Destroyer, also a playoff contender. He's the 3rd of the playoff contenders. To his outside, the 11 of Jose. Starting 5th, the final of our 4 championship contenders, the number 19 of Cola Motorsports, who's been very good this season. And the number 34 of Flash 9. Row 4 brings number 95 of Brennan, number 37 of K Daddy. And starting last in position 9, number 43 of Coach Matt, last night's champion for our national series. And with that, we'll go ahead and join the lobby here so we can get everything going.
I've asked. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I did ask Koala earlier today. I said, "Who is your pick going into tonight?" He said Max. He said Maxwell, and I'm going for Max Boost. So my X Boost is your season champion tonight. What about you, Slade?
My pick, yeah, Max has been the favorite all season. He broke the record for most wins in a season in a VRL Pocono Cup Series season. He has 9 so far. The old record was 7 back in season 2 of the Cup Series, and that he also had that record. So he's had a record-setting season this season, but also Cola Motorsports has been very close with him in that number 19. So I think it'll be a dogfight for between the 19 and 77. But I think it comes in situational. I think any of those drivers can get him, but I will agree with you. I think I'll go with the 19. I'll switch it up. I'll go with the 19 here tonight.
Alrighty.
With that, we'll be going on our onboard tonight. I believe we'll have the the BBS Brandon on board in the number 95 car. Make sure to check him out on YouTube at The Bredinator. See if we got a live stream from him, and yes we do. 39 laps will be the first stage tonight, which should be just a one pit stop. You can cut it in half. You can go as long as you possibly can, and potentially 2 tire stop. This will be interesting what the drivers do for stage 1. And as you can tell, number 9, Big Destroyer, who starts P3 tonight, looking to get very antsy. He's already up front as Coach Matt. Looks like he's showing some leading the way. He was last night's National Series champion. That is our Xfinity Series. So, as we say, we'll be watching him tonight as well, see how he does tonight. But these Championship 4 guys, they start 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th. Be interesting how they go into turn 1 here, as Diesel Rothgip will lead us to green, as he did last week at Phoenix. And he was able to advance to the round of 4 with a good run there. So, as they round turn 4, into the restart zone, he waits a little while, but he goes. Diesel Rothgip goes, and we're underway here at Homestead for the Sunshine State 200.
As you see, that 7-7 and Max Boost didn't get going. I don't think he shifted up really. I think he shifted a little too late there, but don't count him out early goings now in stage 1. He knows how to get to the front.
One thing we got to mention here, between the front 2, Diesel Rothgip, Big Destroyer, the only win these two have combined, it was Diesel's win at Darlington. Big D, 0 wins, but has been very consistent all season, and with a very good round of 8, he punched his ticket to the Championship 4. And while he might be the underdog going in here tonight, don't count him out, because he's almost always quick here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway.
As you almost see, it's almost single file through the first couple, like the first 2 to 3 laps, but we have battles everywhere. But don't keep that freight train going, but we may see some passes maybe now.
Yep, Valor for the lead, the 9 to the inside of the 18, and 18 miles run off the corner off the top side in turn 4. He edges him out to the line, and he will clear. No, the 9 still has a nose going into turn 1. The 9 of Big D does keep the bottom, but with the top middle lane being the preferred line, the 18 will... Oh, he gets the wall a tiny bit there. The 9 will get cleared. 18 now will keep the lead, but now side by side for second here, the 9 and the 77.
Oh, here comes the 19 Acola trying to get in to ruin this part. It's two Toyotas, 2 Chevys, but now they go back single file. I think I just saw the 19 of Cola just lag a little bit, as we have a battle for a lead here, Slade.
Yep, the 19, a little lag there. Just put the 11 back in the pack with front end damage, but the 77 of Max Boost has taken the lead after starting second and falling back to 4th quick. Max Boost takes the lead on lap 6. We'll see how long he's able to hold it. But with lowest draft being gone, and with him having a very fast race car, this could be problematic for the rest of the field. Lap 7 already, just 33 laps to go. Long way we got here, 33 laps to go in stage 1. Bow for the lead once again, as we have 19 loose off of turn 2, but the 18 trying to pick his nose underneath the 77. That's Diesel Rothgib looking underneath the 77 of Max Boost. Max Boost will have the advantage off the corner with that high lane run. 18 falls line, back to second. 9 looks like he's going to try to push him.
I've noticed that we have 134 laps, and one thing is, me and Koala mentioned this a couple times. You cannot ruin your chances by speeding on pit road. That is one of the biggest keys in the final stage, because you can't hurt yourself going on to pit roads later in stage 3, because if you get a speeding penalty, that's either going to ruin your chances of winning the championship or losing the race if you're an underdog.
The one thing, obviously, with the playoff format here, stages 1 and 2 technically do not matter for our championship 4. You can finish dead last stage 1 and 2 and win the race, free first in stage 3, and you will win the championship. So these guys, stages 1 and 2 are all just about getting the pace down, getting your line perfected, so that when stage 3 comes, you are making no mistakes for when the perfect time is. But as we can already tell, Max Boost already a 2 car length advantage over the 18 of Diesel. And that 77 is starting to pull away.
See single file through the field as I think this is a 5 car train, and they're letting those other guys, they're letting the 95, 37, 43, and 11 they're just gone.
Yep, 34 Flash 9 has caught this pack. Non-playoff driver Flash, the only non-playoff driver in this pack of cars. Flash did join late, but it's a very impressive runs. Doing a very good job in that number 34 machine.
Very well.
We just have a poll on our Twitter, guys. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at team_VRL. That is where you will find all Valor Racing League updates from our Speedway Collective National Series, our Xfinity Series, if you want to call it that, or our Cup Series, our Pokemon Raceway Cup Series. All updates, point standings, driver infos, and all of such of that. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at team_VRL. But on that, we had a poll tonight on who would, everybody voted who they thought the champion would be. The vote goes until 9:30. So we'll be going over that when Stage 3 begins, see what who everybody thinks will win the championship. Does appear, though, the 18 of Diesel Rothgeb has started to catch back up to the 77 of Max Boost. They're evenly spread out with this top 5. Just about half a car length to a car length separating everybody from car to car. But the order has always, we have the 9-car Big D into the outside wall off of turn 4. That will create a passing opportunity here for these guys. You see the 19 goes low. The 34 also looks low. That's Cola. He makes the pass. Move Cola in the 19 to 3rd. Flash 9 in the 34. They're still side by side for 4th. Flash will clear him. Stays low though. 34 is going to enter low. Big D will enter in the middle lane. Flash clears him. Move the 34 up to 4th. But with that, all that battling, those 3 cars got very well separated from the 77. It appeared the 19 or the 18 of Diesel also just got the wall off turn 4 there.
And he is letting him. He is just, as you mentioned, Big lost 3 positions on that. Yes, 3 positions for Big D, and boy, he needs to get back up there. He's going to try to contend for this lead.
Right now coming to lap 15 of 39 for stage number 1. So nearing the halfway point, and even with it being this early in the race, you can tell who has what kind of car. Who has the best short run car, who has the best long run car. And we'll be seeing that here soon once you reach near lap 20. But as we look, this top 5 is still quite even. Max Boost has pulled out about another car length, 2 car lengths on the 18 of Diesel. And the 19 of Cola, after passing the 9, he has now caught back up to the 18 of Diesel. So the 19 of Cola, his long run car seems to be pulling him because he has caught the 18 from where he used to be. Oh, he's a little loose there, is Cola Motorsports.
And these 17, if I'm not mistaken, but these tires are probably already dead. They're probably running on these old tires, and I feel like they can maybe stretch it maybe a little more and probably save their tires.
As the 19 all over the back bumper of the 18. These guys are teammates. When we had the draft back in October for the Season 4 draft, Corey Diesel Rothgeb took Cola with the #1 overall pick in the draft, which left guys like Max Boost, even Fluffy on the board for remaining picks. So he was the regular season champion, but with some personal stuff and just overall just not very good runs, he barely squeaked his way into the round of 8 and into the round of 4. So regular season champ, his playoff run has not been the greatest, but with how well his regular season was, he was able to make it work and make his way into the final 4. And Cola looks like he's just waiting for the right time to pass the 18 because it looked to be a little bit even, but the 8-19 appears to be just a tiny bit faster than the 18. But we'll see. They are catching the 77 of Max Boost. The 18, 19, 34 all bumper to bumper for second. As with the 19 gets the wall, he gets into the 34.
He saves it. Good save by Flash 9 right there. Good save.
Flash 9 34 does save it. He goes to 3rd with that as he pushed up a little bit. Still battling for 3rd. 19 is just going to fall in line, however. And doing that, the 77's lead gains even more on the 18, and they're going to try to drive their way back to the 18 so they can work with him to push him to the 77, so they can all battle the 77 of max boost.
Battle. We have a battle for the almost a battle with Cola and Big D right there for the 5th position right there. And we see Jose is on pit road. Made this start green flag pit stops.
I saw Brennan the 95 signal. Yep, here comes Brennan down pit road. As we remember, Jose probably pit the earliest because he did receive damage with contact from the 19's lag very early in the race. The 95 and 43, Brennan, who was last night's winner of the National Series event, his first win of the National Series season. Him and Coach Matt, last night's champion, they both bring their machines down pit road. As you said, Jose has already pit in his number 11 machine. And we'll see if any of these front 5 pits, Max Boost has got the gap a little more on the 18. But with that, the number 34 Flash 9 has caught the number 18 of Diesel. We'll see if he does anything with it. I believe we have another car coming down pit road, 37 of K Taddy. He will bring his number 37 machine down pit road. So the only drivers not to pit now are your front 5.
What?
Nobody will pit this time. All these guys trying to stretch it as long as they can, it appears.
Well, just a little bit for the 77, but a little bit, but he's still going. But yeah, I think I believe they're gonna stretch it, but who knows when these guys are gonna be pitting? Because hopefully, because your tires are probably dead, as you can see, about for second right there with Diesel and Flash 9.
Flash 934, the only non-playoff contender battling with these guys right here, or non-championship contender, I should say, in that number 34, Loves Ford Mustang. Appears he is a little faster than the 18, might try to attempt to pass him here, or he may just try to push him to the 77.
Looks like no, none of the top 5 are gonna pit. I believe they might be somewhat pulling it, or not. Well, holding on for a little longer. I don't want to be 100% sure, but still haven't pitted.
One thing I might try there is that you can do a little 2-tire, 1-can strategy here for the stage. We'll see what those guys do with that. But yeah, none of these guys have pit yet. Max Boost still leading. Diesel Rothgeb second. Those are the front 2 of the 4 championship contenders. Third is Flash 9, a non-championship contender. Fourth, Cola Motorsports, the 3rd championship contender. And you see off into the distance the number 9 of Big Destroyer. And the number 9 car, here's your 4th championship contender riding in P5. The 19 will be pitting this time, Cola Motorsports. That is the universal signal on NASCAR Heat for, hey, I am pitting. So the 19 will bring his machine down pit road. Nobody else will follow him. Nice safe entry for the 19 to make sure he does not speed. So 5 of the 9 cars have pit so far. Only the front 4, or the front 3, and Big D, who was 5th at the time, have not pit yet. We'll see who else brings it down. 18 is going to pit this time. That is Diesel Rothgeb, the 9 and of Big D. He will pit this time. So those are the 77 of Max, 34 of Flash. They will stay out a few more laps, maybe another lap here, trying to stretch as long as they can. These 2 bring their machines to pit road.
As we see, the 18 of Diesel and Big D are on pit road. So that leaves Flash 9 and Max out to the front 2. So let's see, will the front 2 pit?
For this day out.
Huh?
77, 34 continue to stay out, being the longest to go on their tires. So you know, if the 18 and the 9, if they take 4 tires, they will fly past these guys when they come out of the pits, which will make it for great time for the 34 and 77 to come out, and we will see great battles for that. These guys could be pulling a little 2-tire strategy here, as we were coming to 10 laps to go in stage 1. As here comes the 34 Flash, he will bring his machine down pit road. It appears that is what the 77 is doing. It looks like you might be doing a 2-tire strategy here. As we look back, though, we do have a nice battle here. As Cola the 95 of Brandon pit so early, he came out ahead of the 18 and the 19, and with that, he does end up getting past her, though. So the 18 and 19 came out behind the 95 because they had such fresh tires. They do end up passing him almost immediately.
And looks like our race leader, Max, is finally going to bring it to pit road.
Matter of fact, Max Boost is bringing up pit road. Cola Motorsports right now leading for all the cars who have pit so far. As you see, Big D, he's right now behind Brennan. He will pass him almost immediately. He's right on the 6th position. .34 Flash 9. It was a 2-tire stop for the 34. As you see, he is way ahead. Might have seen a no-tire stop because he is very far ahead of everybody else. He's in turn 4. Everybody else is in the middle of 3 and 4.
I think you're right.
And yep. New leader, 34 Flash 9. So it appears that, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say a 34 took what appears to be either no tires or 2 tires, and everybody else took 4. You see the 77 exits pit road. He'll come out quite far behind the 19 into the 18.
Comes the 9, a Big D trying to get around him, but I believe Max took 2 tires, and those 2 tires are making him go faster. But yeah, new leader 34 is he.
77 starting to pull away from the 9. It could be those. He may have took 4 tires on that 77 machine. Very quick right now. Already catching the 18 and the 19 at a not as fast a pace as I thought he would. That sense actually, never mind. He's catching them at a very fast pace. Great corner by him. He's hunting down those 2, but Flash 9, he is in the middle of 1 and 2 now. These guys are at the start-finish line with just 7 laps to go in stage 1. We'll see if he can hold them off.
The final 4 drivers are 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So, wonder if these two, hopefully they can hope those tires are now good, and hopefully they can make some adjustments to come back to pit road. It's battle for the 3rd position.
Yeah, battle for 3rd, looking low, 77 Max Boost up high, middle if you will. 18 of Diesel Rothgeb, he will clear on Max Boost, moving to 3rd. He will look to get Cola Motorsports here very quickly, as he's going to look low, doesn't have the position yet. Cole's going to go more of a low line approach. Max Boost half a lane higher. He's going to look high. He has a nose on him. And Max Boost, the run on the outside, might be able to prevail and pass the 19. And not yet. Cole still has a nose on him as we're going to turn 1. The 77 just overpowers the 19 there off turn 2. Max Boost now to 2nd, and that flashes lead as we now have what appears to be, we're coming to 4 laps to go. Flash 9 is doing all he can to nurse that machine back to to lap 39 and make sure he wins this stage. This will be his first playoff point of his VRL career. As remember, he did join quite late in the season. The Charlotte Roval was his first race. That was the first race of the playoffs. So the number 77 car still looking to catch him, though. His stage points do not matter here for our championship 4.
As you can see, we're coming to 3 laps to go, and 3 to go. I mean, just don't push it too hard. We almost saw Max drive it in too deep, but he knows to keep it off the wall. He knows how to drive that high lane. I think, as NASCAR terms, he's probably using that Larson lane.
Coming to 2 laps to go in stage number 1. Flash 9 what appears to be a 2-tire strategy. A fantastic call as the rest of the field took 4. May prevail him to his first stage win of his VRL career, but don't look too fast. The 77 max boost is hunting him down. Just may run out of laps.
As you mentioned, he is running out of laps as he is gaining. He is trying to get there as we're coming to 1 lap to go in stage number 1. And don't look back now. If I was Flash 9, I'd turn your mirror on right now and see where hope. Well, I'd say turn your mirror on right now because you got some company. That's 77.
Yep, last lap, stage 1. Flash 9 off turn 2 is your leader right now, but with a strategy call, it prevailed him to about a 6-second lead over the 77 max boost. Hope he can hang on to as we go into turn 3. The gap is just too big for the 77 to catch him. And the 34 of Flash 9 comes off turn 4, and he will win his first stage of his VRL career. 34 Flash 9 first, Max Boost second, Cola Motorsports third, Diesel Roth give 4th, Big Destroyer 5th, Brennan the 95, he finishes 6th. That is Coach Matt, who will finish 7th, K-Taddy 8th, and Jose P9, the number 11 car, and that is your top 9, for the night for stage 1. So your playoff drivers 2nd through 5th, with Flash 9 looking to upset tonight. He picks up the stage 1 victory.
The Cup Series commentating booth, I've ever seen someone, instead of the name Max Boost, win a stage. It's the first time I've ever heard it.
As I said before, that's Flash 9's, I want to say it's his first stage win of his VRL career. This is his first stage win since joining the league, so it's obviously a very proud accomplishment for that driver. We're back underway for stage number 2, and it looks like K-Taddy mistakenly stayed out there. He will immediately drop for the apron, kind of the courtesy rule that drivers follow, so good job by him, but doing so, Flash 9 restarts 2nd. He will take the lead immediately with Max Boost. He will now be 2nd, Cola 3rd, Diesel 4th, Big D 5th as the 18, load loose off turn 2. And we already have a battle for the lead.
Almost 4 wide as, oh no, is he going to get him?
Flash will have the exit off turn 4 with help from the 19 of Cola. He'll prevail the 77. Flash back to the lead, side by side for 2nd now. Max Boost in the inside line, the middle lane for Cola, with Flash running that low line as well. Cola should have the exit off of turn 2 that'll prevail him, and at least side by side with the 77. Inside line, Max Boost, outside Cola Motorsports here. Battle for 2nd. Not clear yet. Cola still has a nose. Great battle going here for the 2nd position. These guys are fighting all they can. Remember, these guys are running 2nd, but this would be the championship battle because first place Flash 9 is not in the championship cut. As you see, Max Boost appears to actually let the 19 go.
Here comes the 18. Can he challenge for the 3rd position?
Max Boost does have somewhat of a run here off of turn 4. He will keep his nose behind the 19, however. But you know the 18 and the 9, they're going to try to work their way together to get around the 77. As you remember, the 4 playoff contenders, the 19 and 18, they are teammates for that Diesel Esports team. The 9 team, that Destroyer Motorsports team, has been working together with the Diesel Esports team almost all season. Then you have Max Boost in the Montgomery Motorsports team. So you can say 3 of these playoff drivers could potentially be working together to just try to work their way around the 77, battle him out here because he has been the dominant car all season. You see Flash 9 continues to lead, about a gap between him and the 19 of Cola. Max Boost rides in third. Right behind Max Boost on his bumper, that is, the 18 of Diesel Rothgeb pole setter in fourth. Ooh, 19 loose off a turn 4. Almost opened the door for the 77 to get around him, but he closes the door back again. 77 does look high, however. 77 doing all he can to try to pass the 19 of Cola. As we could have a fuel mileage race here, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to, we're going to have 32 laps to go in stage 2. And right now on the Brennan onboard, the 95 is in fuel save mode. As he right now I want to say that is 6 laps of gas short. That is a lot of gas to save here. 6 laps, but it appears that the 37 did just pit. 37 K Taddy, who did stay out on accident to begin stage 2. He does just pit there. But the 95 of Brennan is in fuel save mode to try to win the stage. So the 95 of Brennan looking to do all he can. Already half a track back of these guys, but he's in fuel save mode because there's some strategy here.
And remember, in the National Series, he had those tire issues, and at Road America, and maybe tonight he could pull that. As you mentioned, he is way back and pulling that fuel strategy. Hopefully, that fuel he can have enough to the end of stage 2.
Cola Motorsports, that gap has closed him in the 34 with some help from the 77 pushing him all over the back bumper. The 19 is Max Boost. He's trying to do the best he can to get him around the 34, maybe even past the 19 himself. But it's once again a 5-car train in the top 5, and it is Flash 9 who leads. Cola Motorsports second, Max Boost third, Diesel Rothgeb fourth, Big Destroyer in fifth. And those second through fifth, those are your 4 championship contenders. And remember, at this point, last night in the National Series race, already we had 2 of our 4 drivers lag out. KD in the 5, Burster in the 66. Both had disconnection issues in stage 1 and the beginning of stage 2. So it's glad to see we have all 4 championship contenders still here tonight after stage 2, or after stage 1, excuse me, and they're all very competitive in racing.
I can say this right now, but I feel like I think that Cola and Max are going to try and get around, because I believe those 2 are kind of faster than Flash 9. But it's not saying that I could say this: Flash 9 can actually. He is just trying to block those guys. I mean, don't look back now. I mean, you got those 2 just putting you down.
A gap has been created between third and fourth. Max Boost in third. Diesel Rothgeb fourth. A little bit of about a 3-4 car length gap has been created there. So the 18 and the 9 starting to fall off of these 2. However, they could get a very aggressive battle here for the lead for second. As you know, it is stage 2, so this is no real correlation to the championship winner as in terms of points and finishing order. But these 2, they want to be the best of stage 2, and they want to have the best track position going into stage 3. So we'll see what they do.
And here's I don't know if they're trying. I would think you guys save tires as well now, because I believe when you come to the layer half of the layer in stage number 3, those tires are going to be really rough on you, because you're going to have like 50 to 100 to go, or 50 or more, because those tires may not last very long. And so I think you should conserve some tires probably later in the stage, but right now in stage 2, I think it's just trying to save fuel.
the Flash did prove that you can go very long in those tires with that 2-tire call, so I don't believe tires would be a big issue here. But as you said, with Brennan in fuel save mode, with nobody else saving gas, he is the only one saving right now. Could be a very gutsy call by the number 95 team to save that fuel and try to get the stage win, but he's doing the best he can, as right now he has saved what appears to be 2 of those laps already. So if the 95 can get this done, which looks like he's on pace to save this gas, the 95 may steal the stage. As that gap between the 18 and 77 has closed a little bit. The 9 and the 18 have worked together to make that from about a 5 car length gap to now about 2 or 3 car lengths separating third and fourth, excuse me. But the top 3 have stayed even. It's still Flash 9 leading. The 19 of Cola Motorsports in second. Max Boost still third. And right now it's Cola Motorsports. If this were the last lap, if the championship was decided right now, Cola Motorsports would get the championship, finishing in second, with Flash 9, a non-championship contender, winning this race. Very single file, though, as we now clips to 21 laps to go here in stage number 2.
I think Max Boost's best strengths are in 1 and 2. His weaknesses are in 3 and 4, because you see he's gaining just a little bit on that 19 Nicola, and he can't really catch or Cole. See, he lets off and couldn't catch him in turns 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 he can actually get to the 19 Nicola.
On the bumper at 77, Max Boost looks like he's just being very patient here, trying to set him up for a pass later in the stage. Maybe even just practice his lines and passes for stage 3 when it matters, when it is crunch time for this championship battle. Cole does enter a little bit higher than Max there. Max gets a great exit, though. He's on the back bumper. See, not just both corners, not necessarily 1 or 2 or 3 and 4. Max gets the better entrance, and Cole keeps it even on exit.
As we saw, Coach Matt was on pit road. Now he's exited, so maybe a little strategy right there. But you see the 37 of K Taddy. He's a lap car. Could he be in the way of these 3 or the leader in the way of Flash 9? And then probably would that be the move where a lap car could be in factor?
No, and Taddy, I'm sure he'll be sure to get these guys away. He's a very respectable racer, number 37, K Taddy. So remember, he did at the beginning of stage 2. He did a common thing to happen in the NASCAR heat game for a lot of people is you forget to pit, you forget to hit the X button, you forget to confirm your pit stop. It happens to all of us. As right now we have a battle for the lead. Cola Motorsports looking low on the 34 Flash 9. Cola thinks it's go time here. 34 have the exit on the high side. Max Boost looking to follow the 34. 19, a little bit of a side draft. Couldn't get it done. 34 will keep the lead, but now the 77's on the outside of the 19. And the entrance where Max Boost has had the 19 all night long, and it just turns 1 and 3. He won't be able to get it. 19 will be able to clear him off of turn 2. And they will stay single file. I was mentioning K Taddy. I said he did forget to pit beginning of stage 2, so he had to pit around lap 10 into stage 2. So he has already made his pit stop, which means he should be about the same speed as these drivers in front of him.
Ooh, Cola tries to bottom a little bit, but not quite. But this is really good battling. Not gonna lie, this is really good. As you see, here comes the 18 of Diesel has gained a lot of more speed. Oh my goodness.
19's got to run off the corner, looking low on the 34. Battle for the lead once again. 34 of the 19 side draft going into turn 1. 34 has the edge. 19 on the bottom lane does get the best exit, and maybe a little contact.
Whoa.
19 clears him though, 77 to second, 18 to third. Some contact from the 34 and the 19 off of turn 2. And that puts the 34 Flash 9 from first to fourth in Cola Motorsports. Now your leader with Max Boost now looking to get the lead.
Kenny, which way do you go? Do you go high or do you go low? Here comes the 18 pushing Max Boost.
He's got the nose. 77 has nose on the 19. 19 airs low. Max Boost will enter in the middle lane. 18 and 34, they run the low line. Ozu contacting the 18 and 77. And this 18 gets loose down to the inside. He into the inside wall.
Hard as we see, that is not what he needed. As we see, a Big D is on pit road, and that was not pretty for the 18 of Diesel right there.
No, torn up front end for the 18. You see the damage on his race car. A solo spin for the 18. He will bring his machine down pit road here in hopes of not going a lap down. But back to your lead. Cola Motorsports does lead still. Flash 9 in second. Max Boost right now sits P3 after that battle. As you did mention, the 9 a Big Short, he did pit right there. He did make his green flag pit stop. As you see here, these guys, the 37 and the 95 are being caught by the leaders. 37 to K Taddy has already pit. He did mistakenly not pit at the beginning of stage 2, as I said before, so he had to pit again. He's probably going to let these leaders go here. And the 95 of Brennan is on a fuel save strategy. He's going to try to make it to the rest of this stage without pitting that number 95, who is the car, the black and orange car you see on your screen on the high line now in 3 and 4. That is about to be lap 95 of Brennan here. He appears to that he will make it to the end on gas, but it's just a matter of will his speed be enough to equal the amount of time that it will take to go through pit road. You see, just now is the 18 coming off the pit, so a lot of time lost by Diesel with that solo spin.
As you see, Brendan, he's got very good job right there, is letting these leaders by because he knows he's faster. As we see, Flash 9, I believe, is going to be pitting this time Flash 9, I believe. Yep, Flash 9.
Flash going to pit here as he will make his green flag pit stop. And that number 34 machine. We may see Max Boost do what he did last time. Remember, Flash 9 was the one that came in and stayed out late, took no tires or 2 tires. We never got a follow-up on that. But won stage 1 with that strategy call. Max Boost went as long as possible. As appears here comes the 77 and the 19. They're both pitting this time. We'll see how they enter pit road. Who picks what lane? Who will be the more aggressive one? At 77 to the outside, he tries to make a pass on pit road. Great job by Max. They will enter side by side into the pits. We'll see who they give it to as they're still side by side. If we do back around though, the only so we're going back at it. 34 and 95 are side by side. These are the two guys that we'll be watching for. 95 of Brennan, who is still in fuel save mode. We need to add that he is still in fuel save mode. Is right now the best car still on track, who has either not pit or pit. And Flash 9, who is right behind him, as you see the 34 catching him very quickly. 34 has also pit, and they're on the same lap. So Brennan, he will take the lead here as a 77 and 19. They come out very spread out. Looks like maybe a strategy call by the 77, but 95 of Brennan is your leader for the time being. And he is still on that fuel save strategy. As he 34 side by side with his 77 here for the second position. 77 clears. Move Max Boost to second. Flash back to third. Cola fourth. Update on Brennan, though, his fuel, he is still a lap short on gas. So 95 still in fuel save mode. He will make it on tire. He's more than good on tires. Very good tire management for that 95 team. But obviously, the 77 and 34 are catching him, and he is still in fuel save mode. So it'll be very interesting to see what the 95 can do here. If maybe he can potentially hold him off, because we do right now have 6 laps to go right now in stage number 2. And the gap's not growing at a very fast pace. I mean, he's managing it somewhat well, Brandon is, but he's still a lap short on gas, so I'm sure those guys will pass him eventually. but doing a great job. Brennan leading some laps. Last night's winner, he won it off of a strategy call. Homestead last night in the National Series. A great strategy call by him.
And I think it was a smart move by Max Boost to pass the 19 Acola on pit road, and look where he's at. It was a good move, and now they're getting like almost like a couple seconds back behind the number 95 of Brendan.
You have only about 4/10 separating the 95 and the 77 now. Max Boost has caught the 95 at a very fast pace. And he knows, yep, Brandon's going to let him go. He's going to give him the inside. Max Boost, new leader. Flash 9 will also look to follow as the 95 of Brandon will continue his fuel-saving strategy here as he's right now P3. He was 7th on track, 7th out of 9 when the stage started. So looking to increase his positions gain. If he can finish, it looks like if he just stays behind the 9 car, he'll finish stage P5, which would be a very successful stage for the 95 team of Brennan. So if he's able to do that, his goal will have worked. Or even the gap between the 9 and the 19 is very spread out. Maybe he can stay in front of the 9 here.
As you see, man, that it's separated, and I believe that wreck we had with Diesel Boy, that lost, like you mentioned, lost him a bunch of time, and maybe because I believe he is 2 laps down, and he would need a miracle if he gets the wave around, or if a caution comes out, he'll get one of those laps back, and then yet again another caution, and then he'll be probably back in contention to win this thing, maybe.
I actually believe. Let's see, who are our leaders?
They're entering 1, going to the backstretch.
The 18, I believe, is actually on the lead lap, along with the 37. With his crash being as quick as it was, and him getting pit road as quick as he did, he's still on the lead lap. Now, remember, he was battling for the lead when that wreck happened, so he's almost in the way of being lapped. You see, here he comes off of. He's now going to turn 1. Our leaders are on the back, exiting turn 4 under the front stretch. So in Warrior, he's got a good enough gap to where he won't be lapped. But yeah, he did lose the last spot there, though. As we right now have, I believe we're coming to 1 to go. Right now, I have 2 laps to go in stage number 2. And like I said before, Max Boost able to pass 3-4 Flash 9 during pit cycles. And Max Boost right now leads Flash as we have Cola in 3rd. You see a good solid 8/10 back, and then Big D sits 4th. His 4-tire strategy call. Remember, I believe all the guys beside the 77, the 34, the 19s. We have now 1 to go in stage number 2. 9 car, his 4-tire strategy call has caught these guys, just not enough laps for that number 19 or the 9 team. But Brennan's strategy call, you see he's in the distance. He's running up P5. That would work for him. He's able to hold on to that fuel.
And that's a good job for Brennan to save that much fuel and stay out in stage number 2. That's great. We've seen this, but go ahead.
Off turn 4, Max Boost. He's won 9 races this year. He wins another stage of his. Max Boost, stage 2 winner here at Homestead. Flash 9 2nd. Cola Motorsports 3rd. Big Destroyer 4th. 5th goes to the Brennanator. Pierce at 6th goes to Coach Matt. 7th goes to Jose. These two racing right here. They've been beside each other almost all stage. 8th appears to go to Diesel Rothgeb, and 9th place will go to K. Taddy. And we'll see who's on a lap down, because they may be a lap down. We don't have a running order currently for these guys. We'll be able to check where they're at once the Brennan Air stream goes through. Everybody's on the lead lap. All 9 cars on the lead lap, but obviously, good thing for Diesel, stage points do not matter towards the championship finish. It's only finishing order towards the final stage. So if he's able to rebound nicely for the final stage, he should be have a great chance to go for a championship. But so far, Max Boost and Cola, they're the 2 to beat for their championship drivers. You know, see right there, not many spots change during pit road. Max Boost will come out And start stage for your leader, Flash 9th, second, the only non-playoff driver in the top 4. As we have Flash, he gets a great restart, a lot better than the 77. He gets about half car lead going into turn 1.
Oh, but here's a big shot there. Cola pushes him up. Can he clear him? Yes. Looks like the 77 clears him, and he is gone. Well, not really gone, but back out front is the 77 of Max Boost.
Yeah, Max once again retains the lead. Flash 9th, second. Oh, looks like one car loose on the bottom.
Oh.
Cola Motorsports, contact with the 95 of Brennan. They stack up behind him. K Taddy avoids. Nice job by him. See him again, another clip of that. Cola Motorsports on the bottom. A little bit loose. He falls from, I believe that was 3rd back to 5th. And Diesel Rothkamp restarted 8th, already to 4th in just 1 lap. So we got nothing what happened there. Yeah, the 19 of Cola just got the seam in between the first 2 lines in 3 and 4, which will get you very loose. So self-inflicted, if you will, from the number 19 team. And with that, he goes from 3rd to 5th. And he's going to need a lot to catch these drivers as Max Boost continues to lead. Now, Big Destroyer is now up to 3rd in 2nd of the championship battle. And Diesel Rothkamp up to 4th, as I said.
Now this is where, during green flag cycles or a caution, you cannot have a mistake. This is, like you mentioned before, it's crunch time, and this is the final stage. It's crunch time. You can't have a mistake tonight. You can't have a bad pit stop. You can't have you can't have a speeding penalty, or you can't have a wreck, because that might ruin your chances.
That's right. You had to be perfect here for the final stage. Just be your best 52 laps of your season right here. Here at Homestead, it's Flash 9. The non-playoff driver kind of just in a I'm just here to race and have fun mood. He's right now running P2, stage 1, but the rest of the drivers behind the 34. That is the 9, the 18, and 19. They run 3rd through 5th. Those guys are battling for a championship, and unfortunately, they're falling off of the 77 of Max Boost. And if it stays this way, Max Boost is the favorite.
As I see this right now, good recovery by Diesel. Good recovery on that earlier in stage 2. Good recovery right now and running in the 4th position. Very good recovery. I'm pleased to say that is a good recovery.
As we said in stage 1 in the booth, our poll ran until 9:30. Of course, it's nearly 10 o'clock now, very late. 23 votes on the poll. And your votes, with 4% of the votes, last in the vote, number 19 of Cola, which with his early mishap in stage 3 here on a rides 4th out of these championship contenders. With 9% of the votes, the number 9 of Big Destroyer. With 17% of the votes, number 18 of Diesel Rothkamp. And with 70% of the votes, a massive 70%, the 77 of Max Boost. So, according to the poll, if the 77 does not win the championship, it will be a very big underdog story for whoever does. And oddly enough, our regular season champion only with 4% of the votes.
And I believe K-Tally has lagged out, so there's our first lag out. We didn't have it in stage number 2. So, first lag out for K-Tally, so that will end his season here in the VRL.
Yep, Valor Racing League. His Pocono Cups are season K-Tally. He did have a disconnect, so he will finish 9th in the final event of the season, K-Tally. Very nice playoff push. Came into the playoffs seeded 12th, dead last when we started the playoffs, and he made a great push and advanced to the round of 8, beating Bertster by just 1 point, and even having a great run to the round of 8, finishing 6th, or 7th, excuse me, in the round of 8. So, great season by K-Tally. Unfortunately, it does end early here at Homestead for the 37 machine, but either way, the front 2 have now pulled away from the 9 to the 18, and if they do stay this way, if they run caution-free, It is all on max boost. With the amount of laps we had, I believe it was 32 to a tank, and we started this thing with 53 laps. 53 laps in stage number 3. So there is no possible strategy you could do. You could run it, if you run it all the way, you'll go 32 laps, and then you will, or about 30 laps if you will, and then you'll go about another 20. So there's no two-tire strategy you could make. There's no little bit less fuel you could take. There's none of that. It's just straight up who has the best car and who can be the most consistent through these final few laps. Final session of stage 3 here, our final laps of the season 4 of the Valor Race League Pokemon Raceway Cup Series. Feels like a great time to crank up these engines. We're back. As one that we have noticed in our break, the 19 of Cola has fallen off majorly to our front 4. He's almost a 1.3 seconds back of the 18 of Diesel. So Cola Motorsports, who won the regular season championship and struggled throughout the playoffs, they would make the final 4, however, struggling right now as he is 5th and 4th out of our 4 championship contenders. With that, we now have 34, 19 loose off turn 2, excuse me. And that car does not seem to be handling well for him as he has lost more time to that 18. And unfortunately, when you do start having moments like that, your car starts being handling, you lose motivation, you do. You lose confidence. And that's what the 19 is doing is he has lost even more time to his front competitors. He is now about 3 seconds back of, maybe even 4 seconds back of the 18 of Diesel.
I agree. He's lost focus, I believe, and after those first 2 stages of fighting for that lead, I think he's well distracted and can't get back up there.
You never know. He can get back up here. He has the car to do it. Enough talent to do it. The number 19 of Cole. He's had a very good season so far, but just his car not going his way at the moment. As with just over 30 laps to go, there's still a lot of time to gain, a lot of time to make up positions and spots. We do have a green flag pit stop, so if he can get some luck with the pit stop, maybe get his a very good pit stop by his crew, be able to get back up here and battle. But that goes for everybody. It's right now. It's all max boost. It's a 34 Flash 9. We've mentioned it many times during this. Flash 9 been battling for the lead all night. He is not a championship contender. The championship contenders, as you see right on max boost leads. Also, you have third place Big Destroyer right here. He's in third. Behind him, fourth place Diesel Rothgeb, and you see in the distance, 5th place, Cola Motorsports. Those are your championship contenders at the moment, and that's what's going to come down to win this thing. But right now, Max Boost appears to have the best car out of all of these 4 drivers. Pit stop should be coming here soon. There's 95 of Brent on his onboard. 5 laps of gas left in that number 95 machine. So these drivers could pit any time here. As we right now have 29 laps to go, coming to 28 to go. So the fuel window is open. The fuel window is open for these drivers to come pit. They pit now, maybe get short pit, get tires early, gain some track position. Or they can maybe go a little later and have the best car at the very end of the race, but it appears the 19 has fallen off even more to the 18 and the 9, and that's in a big of a gap too, where you can solidify things. It looks like the 19, unless he gets a caution or has a fantastic pit stop strategy combo, the 19 may be out of contention for the championship. And even at this, the 9 and 18, excuse me, that is Big D and Diesel, they've even lost a good bit of time to 77 and 34. That is Max Boost and Flash 9. So everybody seems to be losing time to these two. These two are the fastest cars on track, obviously.
I've noticed this. If Flash 9 beats Max tonight, this will be the very first. Well, I know this hasn't happened in this format in the Cup Series, but this has happened in Xfinity. The Cole Custer won here as a non-playoff driver, and William Byron won this race, won the championship. So my thing is, if Flash 9 has a good stop and he beats Max, then Max got secured. He doesn't have to have that lead. But if Flash of him, that won't be all right.
And sitting last night, Brennanator in the 19, that is his Xfinity Series number, or National Series number, excuse me, number 95 in this series. He won the race, and even then, Koala in the 54 for the National Series, Brennan's teammate, finished second. Third place Coach Matt, the third place car, was the one that claimed the championship. Third place Coach Matt. So a lot of different things could happen here. As we already have pit stops going on, the 18 of Diesel Rothgeb brings his machine down pit road, trying short pit, doing all he can to try maybe cut in half and try to get ahead of the 77 and 34.
Here comes his teammate, the 11.
Yep, 11 of Jose also pits. Will bring his machine down pit road. 77 of Max Boost will pit this time. The 9 of Big Destroyer will pit this time. This will relinquish the lead to the 34 of Flash 9, excuse me. 77 pits, 9 pits.
Ooh, that might have cost the 18 a little bit. I just saw that the 18 just got rammed by his teammate. Well, that might cost him a little, but never mind. It's going to keep him going, but it's like, yep, 77 and 9 are on pit road. Looks like another one was on pit road. Yes, Coach Matt and Brendan are on pit road.
Yep.
Flash 9 is our race leader. Is going to hit pit road right now.
All these drivers pitting pit road, very busy at the moment. Flash 9, as you said, he does pit. What looks like maybe Flash 9 had an incident getting on pit road. He was sideways on the pit entrance, so maybe problems for the 34 entering pit road, which would end his chances to win if he did have problems. And one thing we have to mention, exiting pit road, we did have penalties last night. 2 drivers failed to exit pit road using the access line, and they therefore had to come through, and they were given a 2-second time penalty towards their finishing time. So with that, drivers are making sure they exit very carefully off of pit road using the access lane. And we'll see, as you see, yep, there's the 34 coming out of the pits, and there goes the 77, there goes the 18, there goes the 9, and even at this, here comes the 11 of Jose, so a lot of time lost by Flash 9 because of that pit entrance mishap. And he will come out P6.
All bets are off.
As Cola Motorsports now exits pit road, looks like he may have had problems as well. As Cola Motorsports all by himself on the backstretch. Yep, Cola Motorsports sits 8th on track. Coach Matt 7th, Brennan 6th, Flash 9 5th, Jose 4th, and the 19 coming. He looks like he got loose off of turn 4, and then it's just not the night that Cola Motorsports was wanting. The car is just not handling right for the number 19 machine, which may solidify a 4th place points finish for that 19 machine, as he's on the verge of looks like almost going a lap down. So it's not the night the 19 wanted. Very good car for stages 1 and 2, but just it looks like ill handling adjustment has plagued him for stage 3. But a great season by that 19 nonetheless. Regular season champion, popped off 4 wins very early in the season. It's overall great drive by this. Once again, automatically claimed the Rookie of the Year award. The only rookie in the top 4 in standings. That's what automatically means he claims that. So congratulations to Cole on that. But the more important matters, the lead. It's all Max Boost right now, all by himself with Flash 9's pit road mishap. There's no one else to contest. Otherwise, as we did see, Big D, he did pass the 8 area. There is a battle between for second now. Big D's inside of Diesel Rothgeb. Big D has the fresher tires, and he clears them. They're going to try to push each other to this in 77, if that can happen.
You mentioned a big gap for Max Boost, as you know, as I mentioned before, mistakes you don't need and that's where that put the 34 of Flash 9. That happens. I mean, that's mistakes. That's costly mistakes. You can't have that in the season finale here at Homestead. You can't have that anywhere. But if it's let's say if he was contending for the championship, that would have been his championship's gone. His championship titles would have been gone already. But look at this. He is battling for that 5th position. He's trying to get around Jose for that 5th position, though.
Yeah, battle for 4th. Jose right now 4th. Flash 9 5th. Flash with the faster car, it appears. He looks like to go to the inside. Jose runs the top line, give him as much room as possible. They're still not clear. They still battle. Flash 9 does not have him clear yet. Jose will give him the spot, though. So Flash to 4th. Jose back to 5th. Battling for that top 5 spot. Brennan not far behind, about 2 seconds back of these 2 drivers. But Max Boost has just extended his gap. Big Destroyer has extended his lead over the 18 of Diesel. That's for 2nd. So if with how everything's played out right now, it may be Max Boost with the win, and Big D a very impressive 2nd for the standings, as we right now are coming to 16 laps to go. 16 to go in the VRL Pocono Raceway Cup Series season. And just like 9 other races this season, it's been Max Boost leading. And if he can get this win tonight, he will be the first ever double-digit winner in any VRL series. This would put him at 10 wins in just a 20-race season. So pure dominance by Max Boost, who has put on a heck of performance as of late. To get the stat sheet here, as you know, us at VRL, we love our stats. So for Max, after Charlotte, so Charlotte was race 11 of the season. After race 11, so through the first half of the season, Max Boost won 3 times. Only 3 wins in the first 11 races. Since then, from races 12 to 19, he has popped off a win at Richmond, a win at Chicago, a win at Pocono, swept the round of 12 at Roval in Vegas, and won Phoenix. So 6 wins. From race 12 to race 19, he's won 6 races. Very dominating performance.
Wow.
Only guys to win other than him was Diesel Rothgib at Darlington and Jose at Talladega. So very dominating performance he's put on since the 12th race of the season, when it looked like from the first 11 races, as we saw there, Mike RPM had won 2 races, Fluffy had won 2 races, Max had won 3, Cola had won 4. It was quite the even, these are the best guys in the series. These top 4 were putting on a heck of a show week in, week out battling. But ever since Charlotte, starting at Richmond, it's all been Max.
Yeah, I guess you can see, me and Koala mentioned this last week, he's in a test car. As we mentioned, he's been testing, he's been practicing, he's been going into the practice session, figuring out which lane he needs, which is the better lane, the high or low lane. He's finding that lane, and you can probably call him the Martin Truex Jr. of this season, because he is now going to, because Martin Truex Jr. in 2017 won the championship with, I believe, 8 races, and now tonight might be the Martin Truex Jr. of this league in this season.
As there are 2 other guys here, there's Big D and Diesel Rothgib. They're doing the best they can to catch the 77. They're putting everything they have on these cars to try and catch him, and you never know, a caution could come out at any time, which would get these guys another chance at the 77. So they want to make sure their cars are clean, their cars are good for that run. But right now, it's been all Max Boost, his Big Destroyer, pushing it very hard, almost gets to the outside wall off turn 4, putting everything he has into that machine. But for Big D, a second-place points championship will be very good for him. 0 wins in the season, but always consistent. A second-place points finish will be very impressive for our number 9 machine. Then for Diesel, 1 win at Darlington. Same for D. They've kind of had similar seasons, been very consistent as well. A third-place points finish for that machine would be very good.
As you mentioned, so much, a dominating performance. I mean, that is unbelievable. 3 wins in effort in the first three races, and coming out of nowhere and just having a stellar day. As there you see, as you mentioned, a not so good night for that 19 of Cola. Not such a good day. He let the leaders by, and he knew his championship hopes were down the drain. But don't count him out. Caution may come out.
Cola does let leaders go. Very courteous move by the number 19 of Cola. Now 1 lap down in the 8th position. The first and only car a lap down. So the caution has come out. He gets the free pass and he gets another chance. But for right now, he sits right now in the 8th position, watching their other 3 championship drivers race single file, almost on their own little islands for these positions. But right now, the laps are quietly lining down. Quickly and quietly lining down, I should say. And Max Boost just continues to maintain that lead over the 9 of Big Destroyer. As when he crossed that line right there, we're going to double check our lap count here on the Brennator onboard. Brennan is about a quarter of a track behind Max, so it does take a while to process and to get through. And no more cautions in the race anymore. We're coming to 7 laps to go in the event. So no more yellows. Yellows are off. That is the rule. 10 to go is where the yellows turn off. So already past that limit. So 7 laps to go until Max Boost claims his win and his championship. He just needs nothing to go wrong. No lag outs. No problems there, and he should be the champion. Now, anything could happen. You see Cole already back on the apron. Must be more problems for the 19 team.
He had hit the wall. I saw him for a second. I was like, what in the world happened there? And then I saw him in the wall. I don't know if I'm right, but I think the car snapped.
It's as Darryl Washington once said, evil race cars in the 19 has had it since stage 3.
Yes.
Now 2 laps down is the 19 of Cola. 6 laps to go in the event. All the attention on the 77 of Max Boost. Our champions, however, we only had 2 champions in the Valor Racing League Pocono Cup Series so far. BC Racer Kid, a name that most of you guys probably don't know of. Twitterless, not really on social media. Very good racer, however, at the Valor Racing League. Came through and won at Pocono back in Season 1. We were on NASCAR Heat 3. A last turn move on Fluffy. Punched his ticket and won himself the Season 1 championship. Season 2, it was between Diesel Rothgeb. He made his first appearance. Max Boost made his first appearance in Season 2. The Bear was also in the Season 2 championship hunt. Those guys battled it out as well. I don't remember who the 4th guy was to battle it out for that championship. Let me go double check that. But with that, Max Boost was able to win that championship. And as we found out, it was Fluffy, excuse me, I almost missed his name. Fluffy was the 4th driver battling for that championship. That was his 2nd playoff appearance, or championship run appearance, for Fluffy. And Max Boost was able to get it done. He had 5 wins, let's see, excuse me, 5 wins was the record, not 7, 5 was the record for most wins in a season. And that was done by Max Boost in Season 2. And since then, the record has not been broken until this season. Max Boost looking to get his 10th win of this season, and to double that record he set by himself as we come to 3 to go, and it looks like he has a clear track ahead to claim a championship.
I guess you could say those polls are cheering for Max.
3 to go here. Max Boost has had a heck of a season, as we said. 3 wins in the first 11 races. The talk of the town was the big 4. Mike RPM, Fluffy, Max, and Cola all had a pretty even amount of wins. They ranged from 2 to 4 wins between the 4 drivers in the first 11 races. But ever since, it's been Mac. Your mic's breaking out, Nick. It's been sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's been Max Boost ever since then, claiming 6 of the 8 victories. And if he can pull off tonight, now we have 2 laps to go in the event. And it appears like Cola came down pit road. He's now 3 laps down, but he wants to run with his team and his teammates. As you see in the background, he is pushing the 18 of Diesel, trying to get him across the line, maybe catch him back up to the 9, but just not enough laps, not enough speed out of the 2 drivers. But a heck of performance from those guys. As you see in the frame, all 4 championship drivers. As now we have 1 to go, brought to you by Double G Construction. Max Boost into turn 1 has a fantastic race car. He's been great all season. As he rounds turn 2, making it as clean and as careful as he can. The 9 in the distance will not be able to make the pass. He goes into turn 3. Max Boost looking to become the first ever 2-time champion in the Valor Racing League. And he's going to do it. Max Boost will win the Sunshine State 200 and will win the Season 4 Pocono Raceway Cup Series Championship. 10 wins in a dominating season for the 77 team will see him claim his 2nd championship of his VRL career.
How about that? Good job, Max Boost.
Great job by Max there. He does get... And we see Coach Matt there giving a little bump to the 77, letting him know that's his team owner, 43 of Coach Matt. Coach Matt picked him with the number 3 pick in the draft this season, and it was well worth it, as all the drivers come up to the 77 of Matt. So fantastic drive by him. Big Destroyer will finish 2nd in tonight's race and in the championship. Fantastic drive by him. Diesel Rothgeb finishes 3rd and 3rd in the championship standings. 4th goes to the 95 of Brandon. Very good job by him. 5th to Jose. 6th to Flash 9, who had a very impressive run so far. 7th with Coach Matt. 8th place, Cola Motorsports, 4 laps down, will finish 4th in the championship. And 9th place, K-Taddy, 47 laps down, finishes 9th. And we will be hearing from all 4 of our championship drivers, I believe, or the top 3. Either way, we'll hear from Max Boost and the other championship drivers here shortly. Everybody parks their cars. The fast lap of the race, see if we can get in there quite quickly. Fast lap of the race. No shocker, Max Boost, 31.339. Diesel Roth got very close there with 31.385. But nobody else was really close other than those guys. Low 4s for the rest of the field. Cola, Big D, Flash, Jose as well, all low 4s. But with that, we head to the interview booth. We'll do that momentarily. It's the Valor Racing League on YouTube. Alright, we're back here on the Valor Racing League here for the Sunshine State 200 at Homestead. And first, we'll go from down the order up top to start with our 8th place finisher and 4th in the championship, our regular season champion. 4 wins on the season. Very impressive rookie campaign by the number 19 of Cola. Cola, make sure, first off, make sure everybody in the party, make sure party videos are set to allow. We have to make that sure before every interview. Alright, Cola, you got a copy?
Yep.
Not the greatest nights for you, Cola. Very impressive stage 1 and 2 running, but I mentioned that in stage 3 the car just appeared to be evil for stage 3, and you finishing 4 laps down 8th, but nonetheless a 4th place championship finish and a very impressive rookie campaign in which you take home the Rookie of the Year award. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, the stage 1 and 2 car was pretty good, but like you said, that stage 3, I made absolutely 0 changes, and it was just like the track just changed over a course of minutes. Couldn't drive it. It was wanting to spin out, and then it really did the number there with like 7 to go. I corrected just a little bit to keep it from spinning out and went head on into the wall, and that's about how my race went.
So obviously a rough finish for you there, but nonetheless, 4th place finish in your standings this season. A Rookie of the Year award and 4 W's to go to your trophy or to go to your list there. Overall, how would you describe your rookie campaign?
It was more, man, I don't know. It's hard to say. It was just an honor to race for Diesel, and bring 4 wins home to his camp, and it just means a lot for somebody to have that much faith into me and pick me up and allow me to race for the team.
Well, I mentioned on the broadcast that you were the #1 pick in the draft this year from Diesel, and you were picked over guys like Fluffy, our champion Max Boost, so the potential there from that Diesel Esports team was very high for you to drive their number 19 machine.
Yeah, I wish I could have done more, but stage 3, the car just, it was like every nut and bolt was loose, and it just wouldn't want to handle right.
Happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us. Nick, do you have any questions for our fourth place championship finisher.
No, but I am glad I watched you, man. Good luck next season, man.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you next season there, Cola. Rookie campaign popped off 4 wins and a fourth place championship finish for the number 19 machine. Congrats on your season, Cola. Look to see you next season.
Yep, thank you, Slade.
Yep. Next up, our third place finisher and third in the standings to finish his campaign. 1 win on the season at Darlington, which he saw him dominate Stage 3, Diesel Rothgib, and then number 18 machine owning the DC Sports team. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Diesel, you and D pretty much beside each other almost all race, and a lot of the time during the ascent of the Sunshine State 200, it was train 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including number 34 Flash, but a P3 finish and a great, fantastic run for your season. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, I started out on the pole, so obviously had that clean air and was up front, was able to start up front. But then Max was just faster on a long run, but then we were all kind of like, when I say faster, I mean like a half of a tenth. So we were all pretty even. So, and with no draft, it was just hard to make up any time unless somebody moved up the line a little bit. You could maybe gain a tenth here, a tenth there, and then if you messed up the next corner, you would lose that tenth again. But then there from lap 12 to 16ish or something, I don't know what it was, but the car came to life for those 5 laps, and I could make up a lot of time on the guys in front of me. And there in stage 2, was able to use was in a position close enough to those guys up front that when those laps came and I hit about lap 12, was able to kind of make a run. They got to racing a little bit and was able to get up there and was going to challenge for the lead, and I think the 77 just got a little bit loose, and me just trying to stay off of him, just kind of washed it down the track and then tried to save it. And when I went to turn it back to the right, it wanted to hook right, and I felt it coming, so then I just yanked it back to the left to keep it out of the track. And so then we had to pit. I was fortunate enough to fix the damage and get back out fast enough, short pitting, that the tires helped me stay on the lead lap there for the start of stage 3. But then, like I said, we were just all so even that unless I made up all of the time from 8th position in the first lap, once I got out, we got clean track. It was just going to stay at that same gap the entire time. So once I got to 4th, and we were at 2-second gap, I think, already at the end of that first lap, and it kind of stayed there the rest of the race. Then I had a short pit, and then I had 1 lap older tires than those guys, so there was really no catching them at that point.
Right, you mentioned the stage, I believe it was stage 2 incident. We saw you restart stage 3 in the 8th position. After 1 lap, you were 4th. So obviously, the short run speed, even mid run speed, was very much there. Do you think there's anything else you could have done for the 77?
No, like I said, I mean, that starting that far back at the start of stage 3, we didn't have that many cars on track, so there wasn't going to be a caution. We kind of knew that. So just starting that far back kind of put me in a hole, because once we all got, I was able to make a quick move and get up to 4th, but like I said, once we got to 4th, everybody was just so freaking even that like you couldn't make up any time. So had I been able to start in the top 3 or 4 there maybe, or P2, and kind of kept touch with those guys, I think that it would have been a little bit different scenario. I wouldn't have had to short pit a little bit, 1 lap shorter, but nah, with a 26, 27 lap run at the end, Max, I think, was gapping all of us there from lap 25 on or so. So if we had a 12 to 16 lap run to the finish, I might have had something, but
Right.
as long with 2 full runs, we just didn't have anything.
For sure, man. Well, Nick, do you have any more questions for our third place finisher?
Nope. Good recovery on that incident, and we'll see you next season, man.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. Just Rothgib driving at 18 for the Diesel Esports team. A third place finish in the championship standing after 1 win at Darlington this season and a very impressive campaign. Once mentioned, this was Diesel's best championship finish in Season 2. He was able to come through with a 4th place championship run after making the Final Four at Homestead. So a slight improvement from his season in Season 2. And a very big improvement from his Season 2 season. The number 9, a Big D, who was, I think D can attest, probably the unluckiest driver in NASCAR heat history back on our Season 2 season. and did not make the playoffs. But with this a fantastic season, you could call him the Ryan Newman effect. Will finish second this season for the championship standings after a P2 finish and a very consistent season in that number 9 machine. D, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, D, a very fantastic run tonight. A P2 finish. I believe you had the cleanest run out of almost anybody tonight. Kept the car clean. The number 9, I don't think had a scratch on it. And you doing so and having a very good season. A P2 standings finish. Walk us through your race.
Well, I mean, it was probably the most uneventful race I've had probably my entire career here. So I don't think I touched one car minus a little lag shot from the 77. Other than that, I don't think I passed maybe 1 or 2 cars, and I just got passed. So, I mean, other than that, I was behind the 77 the entire race. I think, what Diesel said, I mean, Max just had that, like, half of a tenth, like, better throughout the run, and he just slowly but surely, you just couldn't get there. Like, his run off the corners was absolutely ridiculous. He has had a phenomenal race car. But, I mean, I'm really happy for the finish. I mean, this is the highest I've ever finished. First time ever being in the top 4. So, it was really cool to not get a win and still somehow get in. So, yeah, call me Ryan Newman. But, I mean, even though I didn't win, but coming within 2 seconds over 2 whole fuel runs of a pro leaguer, and then finishing in front of Corey, which another pro leaguer. I mean, it kind of justifies what I've been doing here. So hopefully I can make a run at season 3 in the pro league, and kind of be with one of those guys.
Sure, man, fantastic season. But something you mentioned, as I mentioned before, no wins on the season, but let me get a stat sheet out here because I know you were very close when it came to wins. As I said, you finished second tonight, which gave you your. Let me double check stats here. That was your second top 3 of the season, but your 4th top 5. So you've been very consistent all season when it comes to being up front and fighting for wins. Obviously you need some luck to win. I think we all know that. It does take some luck so you can get some wins here in anything. But you had an overall great season. You mentioned you are looking for season 3 of the Pro League. How would you rank your overall season so far? You didn't have a win, but very consistent all season.
What do you mean as in rank it?
Like, how'd you say you did this season? Like, do you think it was a good overall season for you? Do you wish you had a win? Do you wish you did something this season that you didn't do? Like, how do you think you did your season on a self evaluation?
I mean, overall, there isn't too much different I could have done. I mean, with the guys I'm running around, I mean, it's top tier talent. So for me, even getting to where I got this week to the Championship 4 is a feat in itself for somewhat of a no-name guy myself. So, I mean, overall, I think it was a great season. I guess I rank it second, since I finished second. But, I mean, overall, it's kind of hard to compete with Max. I mean, that dude's just fast. He's just bad fast. I mean, he won how many races? Like 8? I don't know how many it was. It was a million
10.
of them. Yeah,
10.
Yeah, exactly, my point. So, it's just, for me, even having my name be near his name right now, I feel like is a feat in itself. So, I'm happy overall. Hopefully we can carry this momentum. Well, we're done with Heat 5, so into the next game, whatever that game produces. So hopefully I can keep my name in everybody's mouth.
D just spoiled a little bit after we're going to give at the end of this broadcast, but nonetheless, we'll go over that in detail here after we interview the champion. But D, thank you for your time in the booth, and congrats on your season for season 4 of the VRL Pocono Raceway Cup Series, a P2 standings finish for the number 9 to close out his season.
Yeah. Yep, thank you.
And next up, the champion. We've heard from him a lot this season. The number 77 of Max Boost, 10 wins and his second title for the Valor Racing League Pocono Raceway Cup Series, sees him in victory lane. Max, a fantastic job, fantastic drive by you tonight. Great battling throughout the night, and was in the right place at the right time to get your win. Walk us through your race.
Thank you, man. First off, I wouldn't have been able to do this without Montgomery Motorsports, my amazing team. Everybody on that team is the reason why I'm here, especially McLevin. He helped me out with cars, and he gave me a car for tonight, and I absolutely trust what he builds, and he builds the best. And it showed. I couldn't even believe it. This is one of my weakest tracks, and to put on the performance like that is just incredible. So it's an honor to be here again with you guys. Diesel and Big D and Cola had amazing seasons and were incredibly fast that whole night. And it's just absolutely an honor to be here, man. This is incredible.
You mentioned that team chemistry. That's one thing. When we started season 4, we wanted to push team chemistry, team building, the owners championship. And you mentioned the chemistry from Montgomery Motorsports. The Montgomery team sweeps the championships. Coach Matt, the team owner, wins the National Series title. And you, being Matt's first pick in the draft, the number 3 pick of the draft back in October, y'all sweep the championships. Overall, as a team, how does this feel?
Oh, it's amazing, man. I know they're super pumped up. To get the Xfinity title and the Cup title is awesome, man. I hope to be with these guys next season. It was crazy because I didn't know any of them when they first picked me, and then through the season, it felt like we were family and good friends, and that was the best part, to be honest. So I mean, it's just been an absolute blast racing with those guys.
One thing I want to ask here before we go to Nick, your second championship, if you remember correctly, your VRL career, season 1, barely missed the playoffs. You were new here with us, new to the group. Season 2, you came in. I won't say stuck into the playoffs, but I believe you entered 9th seed of 10 in the playoffs, dominated the playoffs, won the championship at Pocono, and then you come out here to Homestead, have a dominating season so far. And we mentioned the broadcast, you won 3 races in the first 11, and then popped off 7 wins in the next 9. So overall, your career at VRL, it's been a great one, but how would you describe it?
Just unbelievable. I remember being a part of this league, being completely new to league racing on heat, and you guys took me in, and I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. So I mean, I credit any of the skills I have and achievements I have to all of you guys for letting me race with you week in and week out. It's been 2 years now, I think I've been racing with you guys. So I mean, just thank you for everything you guys have done, the amazing organization for this league. I can't even believe it. It was a near perfect season. I love it, dude. This is too cool.
For sure, man. And we'll be sure to get your trophy out to you soon. That is one thing we made sure we did, the trophies for our champions. So we know you got a somewhat of a trophy. I do remember you got yourself a nice 48 throwback car for winning your
Absolutely.
Season 2 championship. But we'll make sure to get this one in the house for you for your Season 4 championship.
That's awesome.
But thank you, Max, for your time in the booth as always. Has been Maxwell Castro, driver number 77 for the Montgomery Motorsports team, picking up his 10th win and his 2nd championship in the VRL. And before we get Max out of here, Max loves stats. I know he does. And his 10th win of the season, he's always asking me for all-time stats and everything, because we have an all-time stat sheet of everybody. This was Max's 18th win in VRL, and what I want to say... Let's see, so 17 starts. We do have all these stats. So 18 wins and 60 starts for the number 77 crew in his VRL career. So very impressive run by him in his season. So can't wait to see how he does. I'm sure he'll be back for Season 3 of the Pro League. I'm sure he'll be back for next season. So thank you, Max, for your time as always.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Overall, Nick, it was a very quiet race, 0 cautions, very clean, but at the end, the fastest driver and the best driver all season got the championship. What do you think of tonight's race?
Oh my gosh, that was, like you mentioned, no cautions. It was very quiet, and I know I just started like 2 weeks ago in the Xfinity or in the National Series booth, and I'm here now, and I'd like to thank you, Slade. I'd like to thank Caleb Hunt for giving me this opportunity, for hitting you up and saying, hey, I saw, I think it was the Charlotte race. I saw that and I was like, you know what, I want to give a chance. I'd like to thank Max, everyone. Thank you guys from the deepest of my heart. Thank you. You guys gave me this opportunity, and I wanted this for so long. I have never had an opportunity like this before in my life, and I thank each and every one of you, Max, guys, and I just can't wait to come back to next season and just thank you guys. I'm speechless right now.
Sure, man. Thank you for joining us. And one thing, it's been a great season, everybody, here at the Valor Racing League, our Season 4. And as Big D hinted, unfortunately, this is our last season, and this is our last full season on the Valor Racing League on the NASCAR Heat franchise. We'll be back in the new series of games when that comes out, most likely on PS5 for everybody. So we cannot wait to show you guys our competition there. We may do some things here and there, maybe a little mini series, but for a full-blown 20 race, 22 race series, this is all for us on NASCAR Heat. You know, our first season started back on Heat 3. As we said, we're BC Racer Kid. Dueled out with Fluffy and myself for the championship, along with Bags 475. Now we're all the way back here to none of those four are in the championship for this season. But it's been a great 4 seasons, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed the action we brought to VRL. Even though we're MBN for 3 seasons, and our VRL season we do believe was the best season we've had here in the league as a group. So from everybody, from myself, Dylan Penninger, Corey Rothgeb, we will say thank you for everybody who's tuned in. Thank you for all of our sponsors and affiliations, like Pocono Raceway for 4 seasons of great sponsorships, or affiliations. Speedway Collective for 3 great seasons of sponsorships, and our newest sponsor, our newest group to come here, the Double G Construction and Roofing Group, sponsoring our playoffs this season. So we got to thank them as always. But until next time, you'll see us. We might have a little something during the break here, y'all. I'm sure y'all love it. We may get a little something going so you guys have some VRL action to watch for us. But until next time, it's Slade Graver and Nick in the booth. Y'all have a good one.